Hey, what is happening, everybody? It is Monday, what episode is this? 787. And welcome to the show, my friends. Thank you for joining me. I'm just here at the house getting ready to go do the Bill Burr, Shane Gillis LA Fire benefit show at the Will Turn tonight. And I'm really looking forward to that. If you got tickets for that and you're supporting that great cause or any of the other great shows in Los Angeles, I believe John Mayer's doing a couple at the Forum and the Intuit Dome, and then Blink 182 is doing one at the Palladium. A lot of benefit shows. I've already done two so far, and it feels good. You got to talk with your hands these days, you know? That's a feels good to I think the more you're bullshitting, the more hand movements. That's what I think happens. You just you're moving your hands hoping that people get distracted by your hand movements and ignore the total bullshit coming out of your fucking mouth. And then we got the fires and the water, you know. Anyway, that's what I think. That is what I think. The more hand movement, the more bullshit coming out of the mouth. Anyway, I've done a bunch of benefits so far. Really looking forward to tonight. I'm a little nervous just because whenever I do like a really high profile gig for like a benefit or a good cause, you don't want to do bad. You know, the bill is insane. It's going to be Andrew Santino and then Shane Gillis, then me, then Bill. And I'm in an interesting slot because Andrew's going to do 15, then Shane's doing 45, then me 15, then Bill 45. So by the time I'm walking on, there's going to be a lot of the old piss break because you're looking at a good 1 hour into the show. People are like, man, I got to piss. And then so you're going to get some fucking room commotion. But I'm down for it. It's just an honor to be asked to do this show. And in just an incredible room, the Will Turn. So that's going to happen tonight. Last night, Bill and I did a little secret warm up at the Comedy Store in the Belly Room, and that was pretty damn magical, man. Belly Room in the Comedy Store, I think it holds like 88, is where I really started comedy. I mean, I did the open mic um, at the original room, but first of all, my first show was the LA Improv, December 9th, 2000. No, December, what was it? December 6th, 2009. Is that right? Yeah, that's right, I think. The longer it goes, the more it's like a blur. But anyway, so I did the improv, and then the next gig was in the Belly Room, and then it was the open mic at the Comedy Store original room. So I would say man, god damn it, spit it out. I would say the Belly Room is one of the rooms I probably have performed in the most in my life. And I don't really do it much in the last 5 years or so because I'm in the main room or the original room. The Belly Room was kind of a room where a lot of starters would do and beginners and oh, there goes the hand movements. And then you go up the stairs and then you go into the room and you see the little stage. I'm fucking loony today, man. My brain's kind of all over today because I'm getting ready for the show, but then I'm also, doing the podcast and just, just been a stressful 3 weeks here in Los Angeles. And believe me, I have nowhere near the stress of people that have lost their homes. I'm looking forward to seeing Lur tonight from Primus. He's coming down to hang out. I'm looking forward to seeing him and making him laugh and smile, and other people of Los Angeles. I absolutely love Los Angeles, and I just can't wait. Anyway, so did the belly room last night, Bill and I. I did 15, he did an hour, and it really it struck me what a magic room that is and what it means to me all these years later of just having that platform early on in comedy to be able to go upstairs in the Comedy Store and just eat dicks, constantly eat dicks to figure out your jokes and figure out if you're going to be doing comedy more than one day. And if you love it or not, you put it all on that stage in front of other people that are beginners, and the safety net of that, it was originally built by Mitzi Shore for the female comedians, so they would have a spot to go up and feel good about working on material. Sandra Bernhard, Roseanne Barr, all these people, female comedians, had their own great room to work out. Now it's just kind of a kick-ass room for anything. I go up there about 4 times a year and run an hour. If I want to run an hour, like before I shot the special, I went up there and ran the hour about 3 weeks out. And it really helped me because I was like, I need to make some adjustments here. And that room is magic. And they've upgraded the sound system, and it's got a cool neon in there now, and it's got a neon star for the light when you're getting the light. And it's just the whole vibe in there is just feels like a tree fort for comedy, which is pretty fucking cool. Just the comedy tree fort. Instead of the belly room, it'd be cool because it seems to me the belly room, you would name it that if it was below the two rooms, the main room and the original room. That would be the belly, right? In the belly of the club. And it would have been cool if they called it the Comedy Store Tree Fort. I don't know, but it was great audience last night, and just ready to go out there and do the show tonight at the Wiltern, one of the most amazing venues here. I hadn't been there since a few months back, did that last minute show with Rival Sons, where I ran a 30-minute set because one of the band's tour buses broke down and they needed an opener quick. So anytime I can work in that room, very cool. Very cool. Thank you for joining me. Like I said before, let's get into some of the topics today. A lot of good stuff to talk about today. My first thing I wanted to talk about, it was raining all weekend, which we fucking needed in LA. It was raining and it was cold, but we really needed the rain to dampen these damn fires. It looks like the Pasadena fire is about 98% out. The Palisades, I believe, is 94 or 91% out. And the Castaic fire, the one that affected Eric Griffin and some other friends of mine, Tony Baker, comedians that bought houses out there, that fire, I believe, is around 90% out. And so, yeah, we got some rain yesterday. We got some pretty fierce rain for a little while, which was nice, man. It was just storming. And I'm hoping that was about a perfect amount of rain for not too much effect for mudslides, and just enough to help kind of damp all the burnable stuff out there. Anyway, so yeah, yesterday I just, got ready for the show. And what was I just talking about? I'm fucking. Oh, this is what I was talking about. It was raining. So I threw on these boots that I've been wearing called Gorucks. Goruck Rock. Now, about 4 years ago, I had the owner and developer of this boot, Goruck, on. And let me tell you, this is no sponsor. This is no advertising. This is just a true blown away by quality and comfort. 4 years ago during COVID, I was doing a lot of hiking because the gyms were closed, and I was looking for something very comfortable to hike in. And I came across after multiple brands. I bought a bunch of different brands, and they were okay, but I just kept trying to find something. And I came across this brand, Goruck. And I had the guy on. His name was Jason McCarthy, and he's the guy that started Goruck. And it's basically two guys. One guy was a Vietnam vet, and the other guy invented that. What was that shoe? The pump, the Reebok pump. They came together, and they said, we want to put together a boot that is super comfortable, but looks like a classic Vietnam jungle boot, which to me was like, oh my God, that was my idea with Brian the Bootmaker to make a super comfortable Vietnam jungle boot, because those jungle boots were basically cardboard. I don't know how they walked around the jungles of Vietnam for years fighting these wars in these fantastic, cool looking boots that were crazy uncomfortable. After you wear them for like a week, you're like, God damn, these are killing my feet. There's no cushion in the sole. It was just rubber, cardboard, and then mesh, like the green ballistic nylon and some leather on the toe. So these guys get together. They create this boot. It was called the Mac V-1. And they put it out, and I bought a pair. And yesterday, this is why I'm bringing it up. I've been wearing them for 4 fucking years. And you know how time goes by. They're like, yeah, how long have I had these? You know, you're always like, I don't know, a couple years or whatever. But I looked it up. It's coming up on 4 years. These boots have a lifetime warranty. And I realized it's the most worn footwear that I own out of sneakers and any boots. I have not worn anything as much as I've wore the Gorucks. And if I only had one pair of shoes, it would be these goddamn boots. I wear them at the gym. I wear them hiking. I wear them out on stage. They are the most insanely comfortable pair of boots or just footwear that I've ever owned. And the quality is fucking nuts. And they're only $170. So it just hit me yesterday as I was walking down to get a coffee and it started storming. I was like, holy shit, how long have I had these boots? They are just amazing. I was just thinking about it walking. That's all that was in my mind. Like, these boots, man, I can't believe how great they are still to this day. And I looked it up, and it's been 4 years. I did a podcast with Jason like 4 years ago on the Grail. You can go back and listen to that, how they started the shoe. But I just wanted to open the show with that because I'm just blown away. Once in a while, you have to revisit something just to let people know, because people are always like, oh, I'm not spending no $1,000 for a pair of fucking boots, or 500 or 300, whatever. These are $170. They come in black. They got the classic green military. They've got the tan kind of Timberland look. And they have, what else? That's it on the colors. Black. Uh-oh, alarm's going off. Hold on. Shit. There we go. Fucking nuts. This podcast is all over the board. Anyway, so they got tan, black, and the green. I'm not a big Timberland guy. A lot of people wear Timberlands. I never, ever, ever liked them. And I love Red Wing. for a low price point of 250, 300 for a boot. But this boot, I would buy this boot over any boot out there, hands down. And they've got like a kind of a tall looking one, and they've got like a shorter one. I wear the shorter one. But I'll tell you what, I just wanted to bring it up because it just blows my mind whenever I find something that is made incredibly well and is basically the ultimate tool for your foot. I mean, I wear these things at the gym. I'm up on the fucking elliptical and people looking at me like, you wearing boots? I'm like, no, these are actually like a sneaker boot. They are a boot, definitely the look, but they're more comfortable than my New Balance, which is super comfortable. New Balance would be my second most comfortable shoe. And they're a million times better than a Jordan 1, which is similar to the Chuck Taylor, where after a while it just feels like you're standing on concrete. The Chuck Taylor, not the new reissues with the kind of comfy inner sole, but the Chuck Taylor has got to be the most uncomfortable shoe of all time. I can't even believe those big old guys were playing basketball in those, jumping up to dunk and landing all their weight on just this flat piece of nothing. And it was a high top, so it supported your ankle. It's like, yeah, but what about your knee joints and your lower back and your spine when you came down with all your weight? Just bam. So, yeah, man, Goruck. I just wanted to throw that out there because I'm fucking blown away by it. Yeah, man. Yeah. Look, yeah. Here's a uneven transition into the next topic. Sometimes you just go on the podcast and it's smooth and it transitions into another topic. Today, not so much. It's just going to be kind of like an episode of 60 Minutes. The first 15 was on the Goruck Mac V-1 boots. Topic number 2. All joking aside, I had put my 2024 top 10 records out episode a couple weeks ago, and 2 things happened. I had listed The Smile as my number 1 record of the year. Let me get this real quick for you. And then that was the number 1 record. Somebody emailed me. Let me get this for you real quick, my friends. And they said, how come you didn't mention the second Smile record? And I was like, second Smile record? October 4th, The Smile put out another fucking record. I had no idea. And I am deep in the music search and find mode always. I am always searching it out. I'm always listening to different stations on Sirius XM. I'm hearing all kinds of things. And, I write them down. I go search it out and dig in. I can't even tell you how I had no fucking idea that The Smile put a second record out, 2 records in 1 year, cutouts. And man, it is fucking great. 10 songs, The Smile, just dropping a second record. I had no idea. I called Kevin Christie. I go, dude, they dropped the second record. Did you notice? Oh yeah, I got it. I was like, what the fuck? I hate when people just assume since I'm in music, my world is music and comedy, that I automatically know. Sometimes I need a little word of knowledge from people. But cutouts. My point is, just put both the records in the top 1. It's like, it's fucking crazy that these guys put out 2 insanely great records, 18 songs, 8 on the first one, wall of eyes, and 10 on cutouts. Man, I'll just listen to anything that any of the Radiohead guys do. It's just so right up my alley. And then I picked the top 10 records of the year, but now I'm fucking 3 weeks into 2025 and I'm finding records that I didn't even know about or groups. And I'm like, this next group that I just found out about, this next musician, would have been my number one album of the year, hands down. And a matter of fact, I'm readjusting it. I'm doing what do they call that? Like a re-edit, a, you know, a different list for 2024. Number one would be this person that I've never heard of. And not somebody, what happened was I was listening to the Spectrum, Sirius XM, which is one of my favorite stations, hands down. Unbelievable. The Spectrum basically kind of feels like a college radio station. You know, they'll play some new stuff, they'll play some old, they'll play a little bit of jazz, and they'll play metal, they'll play alt, they'll play indie, all this different stuff. So this song comes on, and I'm listening for, you're just driving, and there's something about a fucking song. I wonder what it is scientifically. Of course, we know the ultimate catcher of a song is the hook, meaning the something that grabs you and hooks you, brings you in. May it be the riff or a hooky chorus, a catchy chorus, or something. But with me, a lot of the times, it'll be the sound and the vibe and the flavor. There is a flavor of music I like. Of course, I like metal. I like jazz. I like some country. I love R&B and soul. And then I love rock. But there is a flavor of music that will grab me till the fucking day I die. And so I'm driving and I hear this song and it immediately has the Delray Gotcha. And that is a kind of semi-distorted telly jangle, later on known in life as alt country, that kind of thing. And it can range from anything. It can range from Pavement to Wilco to Sunvolt to Lucinda Williams to Avett Brothers, Pedro the Lion, all kinds of that flavor. It hits me. This guy comes on. The song was called Wristwatch, and his name is MJ Lenderman. Real name, I guess, is Jake Lenderman. And I hear the song Wristwatch, and it fucking grabs me about 30 seconds in. I'm just driving. I go, hey, what is this? And I screenshot it in my car, and I immediately go to the record. The record is called Manning Fireworks. It came out September 6, 2024. I listened to the whole record. Okay? I listened to the whole record again. By the third time I'm listening all the way through it, now I'm blasting it to all my friends. Kevin Christie, Joey DeBono, my buddy Fletch, a few other people that really like music. And I'm like, holy shit, man, listen to this. It is a combination of Pavement, Sunvolt, Wilco. 100%. But it is not like, oh, this is just that. I'm just saying, in my days of the alt country, when I absolutely loved the Jayhawks and Sunvolt and Tweedy and all of that stuff, Whiskey Town, that this would be right in there, but it's a new artist. So then I went and immediately rabbit holed on YouTube and see him on Jimmy Fallon playing wristwatch. The guy looks dynamite. He's playing a Jazzmaster Fender, which is one of the alt country must-have guitars. The tone is incredible. His singing is exact to the record, and it is strong. And the songwriting and the band are just laying it out there. And now, in a matter of 3 days since I've found it, I am so in love with this record. I haven't even dug into his other records. He's got like 4 fucking records out. In 2019, he put a self-titled debut solo record out. And then in 2021, he put out a record called Ghost of Your Guitar Solo. 2022, he put out a record called Boat Songs that Pitchfork said was one of the best records of the year. And now we have Manning Fireworks. Now, I haven't even dug into the other fucking records because it reminds me of when I first heard Houndsmouth, who I absolutely love. And the main guy, I guess, has fired everyone in the band from what I'm hearing in the last couple weeks because they're coming to town. I think they're coming tonight or last night. But he has still not put a record out since that last Houndsmouth record years ago that I love. So there's obviously some kind of eternal demons with the guy. The band's members are gone. I don't know if the record label dropped him. I don't know what's going on, but he's on tour and he's still selling out everywhere. But no new music, which is always kind of a big red flag. But sometimes somebody doesn't put a record out for years, like they put one and then they put one out, and you're like, holy shit. So I'm looking forward to diving into these other records of his, but I'm only 3 days into this Manning Fireworks. And I'll tell you, if you're going to start listening to it right away, listen to Wristwatch, and then dig into Rip Torn, and then Barking at the Moon. And then just start listening to the record. But holy shit, man, I mean, this record has really fucking blown me away. And a few weeks ago, I had The Color Green on, and that record really blew me away. But this record is just really mind-boggling to me because it is the ultimate flavor that I absolutely love. I mean, when I was playing music for years, I just loved alt country. I love Tom Petty's Wildflowers. I love that kind of jangly singer-songwriter, almost sometimes semi-shoegaze of just, depressing songs, but feel super heartfelt. And, they've always got maybe a little bit of pedal steel way in the background, but not pedal steel where it's like, oh, country music. No, it's just an atmospheric pedal steel with some B3, maybe a little bit of wacky keyboards like later Wilco, where you could get into some moogie sounds. Anyway, MJ Lenderman, Lenderman. I'm going to try to get him on the show. He's out at Asheville, North Carolina, which is one of the alt country capitals of the United States, if you really think about it. That's Ryan Adams' Whiskey Town era, right? The kid is young. I don't know how old he is, but you see him, he's a young-looking kid. And the band looks cool as fuck. They look straight indie Pavement. And, I hope to get him on. And I really wanted to shout this damn record out. It is crazy how good it is. Yeah. So there you go. Big promotion of a record that I just can't believe how good it is. I mean, there's nonstop good music. Somebody was texting me a couple days ago and they're like, I just don't hear any good music. And I was just like, that is sad. That is very sad that you don't hear any good music because it's not the music scene, it's you, unfortunately. There is a switch on people, and I've said it over the years, where they just box themselves in to the memories of early high school and the freedom they had pre marriage and kids and mortgage and college, student loans and life on their shoulder. There's a switch these people turn off and they stop seeking. And even if you send them stuff, they're really close minded and just say, nah. And you're just like really blown away, like, wow, nah. Like on the last 40 things I've sent you, nothing's fucking hit you, nothing. That's you. Unfortunately, a lot of people have that, and that is you. The thrill to me, especially when I find it on the radio, that is a fucking another level of gold mining. You're just cruising in your car, running errands or whatever you do, and you're going to whatever you got to do. I was going to the Comedy Store when it came on. And that is really something I pride myself on, of always having this giant net open to where I can just catch all kinds of new inspiration. I'm out there on the highway. It's like the sea. I've got the radio on and the net is casted. It's right up there with me finding, tinkering and writing and finding these ideas when I'm in a coffee shop of like, oh my God, here's a new bit. It's starting to fucking work. It's equal to that, man. And that has to do with, like I said, not having that switch turned off. And it's not youth. There's people out there right now that are my age or older, and they're listening to new music. They're finding new music. It's pretty crazy. Speaking of that, I want to send my love out to Matt Pinfield, who I had no idea 3 weeks ago, January 6th, suffered a massive stroke. This guy has had some serious bad luck in the last 10 years. He was run over by a car in front of the Laugh Factory, really fucked up. He's been battling on and off over the years, severe addictions, but he's been clean for a couple years now. And his career has kind of bounced back. He's had some TV shows and radio shows here in LA. And he had a stroke January 6th. And this is just awful fucking news and scary, man. That's why I try to eat clean all the time. The stroke is the creeper, man. Get that blood pressure checked all the time. It is the creeper. Matt Pinfield, 120 minutes. That's that show was, speaking of the Spectrum on Sirius XM, that show, I learned so much about alternative rock from that show. Afghan Wigs, 100% found out about them from 120 minutes. There is no doubt about it. Early Radiohead, 120 minutes. Who else did I find on there? Late Night, Soundgarden, Hands All Over, the video. That turned me on to the to that record, the Louder Than Love record. 120 minutes, Sunday nights, Matt Pinfield would host. A lot of times it'd be like, too indie. You'd be like, come on. But man, there would be bands on there. And I just remember between Letterman and 120 minutes, you would see these great, great bands. They had a platform to get out there. Back then it was called college radio. This is alternative college rock. It's so funny. College rock. I don't even think they have that term anymore. College radio, college rock. I mean, they have some college radio. That one station I fucking love here in LA. They got an app. I can't remember what it is right now because now I just opened the app. Um, but anyway, Matt Pinfield. God damn it, man. God damn, getting old. It's not even old. We're in our 50s. That is not fucking old. I'm going to be 59 next week. That is not old. But anyway. All right. I wanted to tell you something. I was thinking about it yesterday. And what do you guys think about this? I was thinking, everybody talks about inflation, how much everything costs and stuff. And I was looking at my bills because I have no credit card debt. I worship myself for not having credit card debt because I had hit some serious credit card debt like 20 years ago, and I pulled my way out of it and told myself I will never fuck around with that again. It is ultimate fucking devil. But I was thinking, if you don't have credit card debt and you own your car outright, like I just have a Toyota Prius that I bought, no car loan. Just bought a used old Prius because they run for 300,000 miles. If you just get yourself a car you own and you have some low rent and you keep your overhead very low, so low rent, they're like, that's impossible. But they're, even in LA, pre-fires, rent was starting to come down. I was seeing stuff for 1,800. That was pretty fucking good. 2,000. But I was thinking to myself, I could actually, this is not even that out of out of reach. I think if I could just make, this is crazy to think, $200 a day, which would be 6,000 a month, $200 a day. This is like what's so weird about America. 2025, you think $200 a day should be easy to make, If I can make $200 a day, 6 grand a month, I could live the rest of my life like a king. I mean, of course, shit's going to keep going up and up, but I'm just saying, I could live like a king. It's fucking crazy when you think about it. It's like $200 a day. I should be able to make that no problem. But, there's days where you make zero being a comedian. So now you're behind the eight ball. You're like, all right, I didn't make nothing for 3 days. So now I need to make 600 to keep with that average of 200 a day. But isn't that weird to think about? If you just sat there and thought, wait a minute, if I made $200 a day and I have no debt, all I got to pay for is my rent, gasoline, which is very minimal in the Prius, even though California has the highest gas prices on the planet. So look, rent, gasoline, food, and water and power, which is about 100 a month here. And then what else? Water, power, car insurance, and healthcare. Now, let's say everything costs, your expenses are like 4 grand a month, and then you got 2 grand to live on. So you put that in the bank or you fucking party it or whatever. But I'm saying 6 grand a month, that's a lot of fucking money. But that's really $200 a day. Now, I'm not counting taxes because you make 6 grand, all of a sudden it's 3 grand. I understand that. I'm not fucking stupid. Unfortunately, the taxes are fucking insane in America because we're not billionaires. If we were billionaires, we'd have no taxes, but we're not. So what I'm saying is if you could clear 200 a day, which means you have to make 400 a day. Now it's just like, fuck, now I got to make 400 a day to get the 200 a day. But I'm saying somehow if you could just clear take home 200 a day, You would just be, especially if you lived in another state. Oh my God, you'd be killing. Asheville, North Carolina. Fucking, I was just what's that place where the Kalamazoo, Michigan. I saw a crushing house there for $100,000 up the street from the old Gibson factory. Anyway, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? $200 a day. It's like that old thing, 1,000 true fans. I fully believe in that still. If you have 1,000 true fans, you can do art the rest of your life. And that's one of the best things I ever read when I was starting comedy. Which, by the way, I got about 350 people on my Patreon, which is fucking just a godsend. Patreon.com/Dean Delray. 172, I believe, bonus episodes now. I just put one up Friday. And I love doing this bonus episode. So check that out. And I'll do some live Zooms with the Patreoners. Patreon.com/Dean Delray. If I could get that thing to 1,000 fucking subscribers, oh my God. Look out, Limousine Dean. Limousine Dean would be fucking cruising around. Limousine Dean. That fucking makes me laugh, man. LD, Limousine Dean. Oh, man. Oh, I also wanted to give a shout out to the artwork on that MJ Lenderman record. I forgot to mention that. So, killer. Woo. Yesterday was Eddie Van Halen's 70th birthday. He would have been 70 years old. And stuff like that really fucking takes the wind out of my sails to think how he's been gone, I think, exactly 5 years now. We lost him when he was 65 years old. That is just, that is never, ever not going to affect me. His birthday, the passing of his death each year, both of those are going to just sock me every year. And that Alex Van Halen book, like I said recently, has really got me full throttle back into just Van Halen Women and Children record and the Fair Warning record. Non-stop those records all the time here at the house. And Eddie Van Halen yesterday, I just rocked, woke up in the morning and just tore up Women and Children into Fair Warning and saluted him on his 70th birthday. I just can't believe how young he was when he passed. And the amount of love the internet shows this man is just so amazing, man. So amazing. It's just, I mean, it's just brutal to think Eddie has been gone already 5 years. That is nuts to me. That is nuts. 70-year-old Eddie Van Halen would have been so cool to see. Not necessarily maybe with Dave or whatever, but something. You know, I think when I listen to a lot of this kind of crazy, you know, I was talking about that Analog Set band last week. I think that later in Eddie's career, it would have been so cool to have him go and just a complete abstract on guitar and keyboards into like almost a Miles Davis on the corner type of weird instrumental music, man. It would have just been so great to hear him just go, you know, into like some weird dark rabbit holes of indie instrument rock, just fucking sounds. Because Eddie, a lot of his incredibleness was sounds. I was listening to my man Fingerman, John Butler from Roxanne, and a long, long time friend of mine. He sent over these isolated tracks of Fair Warning. And I think it was Hear About It Later. Hold on, let me get this and see what it was. Okay, I got it right here. It was so fucking cool sounding. Um, let's see, Finger Man, also known as Things. So he sent me over this um thing here. Van Halen, oh, it was Dirty Movies, okay? And it's on YouTube, isolated track of Dirty Movies. And it is so crazy to hear Eddie, what he's doing on guitar isolated. I'm not talking about like Van Halen 1 and 2 because you can kind of hear what's going on because they didn't do a lot of overdubs. But when you get into Fair Warning and Women and Children, and you're just hearing these sounds that he's doing, that beginning of Dirty Movies isolated track, do yourself a favor and go listen to this because it is so fucking cool and crazy. It really makes you think like, no, okay, look, nobody was doing what Eddie was doing. They were doing just a tenth of what he was doing. They were doing the finger tapping, okay? That's what they did. They could figure that out after it took a while. Okay, finger tapping, the fretboard finger tapping. But nobody had this weird fucking insane creativity that Eddie had of the sounds that were happening. This weird shit, like he's like hitting parts of the body, and he's flicking on the Floyd Rose, and he's rubbing the strings, and he's hitting the string trees in the back of the body. It's this weird sound. It's crazy. So I was thinking yesterday, how cool would it be if he had a record of that type of stuff? Just atmospheric, bizarre guitar shit. The great late great Jeff Beck did a lot of that type of stuff. Um, uh, Nils from Wilco, he does a lot of crazy different sounds. But Eddie, man, when you dive down the rabbit hole of these isolated tracks from Fair Warning, it is a pleasure, man, because it really just takes you somewhere else. You're just like, wow, this guy was just, they say another level. This guy was like 9 other levels: tone, playing, songwriting, riffing, sounds. Fucking crazy, man. So Eddie Van Halen 70. It is it is tough still to take to this day that he is gone. And it would have been great to see him break away from I have to do Van Halen with Dave or Sammy, or the people aren't going to come out and the big money machine won't be happy. The industry would have been great. And I'm sure, and I'm almost 100% sure that we have hours and hours and hours of that type of stuff recorded. I mean, even the piece of music that Alex Van Halen released with his audiobook. I mean, there's just thousands of hours of Eddie tweaking out in that 5150 studio. And I'm hoping that maybe Wolfgang and Alex can go in there and shape some radical instrumentals. And also another thing I think would be really fucking cool is to shape all the songs and mix them and edit them and arrange them and bring in a bunch of different singers, not Dave, not Sammy, and do a record with like people, right now, current guys. Would be just crazy to hear like say Lenny Kravitz, and then have Jay Buchanan, Rival Sons, have a Marcus King, have D'Angelo, totally outside the box. Different people come in and and sing these, like new arranged songs that are in 5150. That's just an idea I think would be really cool to hear. Almost like if they were auditioning another singer, but you could hear what Van Halen would be like with totally different styles. So that would be fucking cool, I think. NAMM show was over the weekend, which is that big National Association of Music Merchants. It's a big show in Anaheim every year where they show off the new equipment that's coming out. That they announce new endorsees and all that. Congrats to Dave Elitch. He has his own snare out, which is pretty fucking cool. John Theodore, he's got a snare out also, really fucking cool. And a lot of different people got some new amps out. There was like a Dumble booth. They kind of just hijacked NAMM and set up in the lobby, I hear. And the people that worked with Dumble are carrying on the tradition. I can't wait to talk to somebody about this and see how close the amps are to Dumble's originals. They had Dumble's first amp at NAMM show, and right next to it they have a brand new Dumble. I don't know the price of it yet or anything. I just watched this on Instagram on Chicago Music Exchange Instagram. As a matter of fact, I'm going to text them and ask them what those amps went for. But it'll be really interesting to see if these Dumbles sound good, because a used Dumble right now is six figures. And we know the people that have them. It's like Joe Bonamassa. It's John Mayer. It's Jason Isbell. It's Keith from Buck Cherry. He's got one. All kinds of big guitar people collect these, and they are the Holy Grail. But the new reissue looked fucking beautiful. It looked just like the old ones, but brand new. And I'm dying to see or hear or have, maybe I can get them on the podcast and hear the story. So yeah, NAMM show over the weekend. I did not go. There was a period where I went to NAMM all the time, and then I didn't go for like 10 years. And then I started going again, and it was fun. And then I was like, I don't really need to go to NAMM show anymore. It's fun, but I was going to hustle up interviews, and then it's just a chaotic mess. You can't get any interviews, and it is fun to see the new gear right there face to face, but it is a little overbearing. It's just every 2 feet. It's like Guitar Center on 150 dB, and everybody with their jet black dyed hair just walking around, in leathers, full leather. My favorite is like you see like fans. They sneak in because you can't really buy tickets. They sneak in and they just like, it's just like a heyday for them. Like, oh my God. Anyway, yeah, man, that's going to be it for me today. Looking forward. I got to get ready for tonight. I'm going to go over the bits. I'll let you know how it goes on my Patreon and tour dates. DeanDelray.com. I'm coming to San Francisco, February 26th through March 1st, 4 nights at the Punchline. Tickets are available now. There's quite a few tickets for the Friday night for some reason. Weird. First couple nights are almost sold out. Saturday night's selling really good. The Friday night is doing awful. I have no idea. There must be something going on Friday night in San Fran that I don't know about. But anyway, by Friday night, if you're coming out, please come out. I don't understand these people that go, I'm going to try to come out. I go there once a year. I'm there 4 fucking nights, 6 shows. Try. It's pretty easy. If you really want to come see someone, it's pretty easy. You go, there's 4 fucking nights. I can figure out one of the nights. So tell your friends, spread the news. I've been posting clips on Instagram, share those, let people know. And then I'll be in Las Vegas what is that, the 10th through the 16th of February at the Cellar, working on this new material still. And those are the tour dates right now. Oh, also, no, I'm doing Fort Collins, Colorado at the Comedy Fort in June. So tour dates are there. Hope to see you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you check out that MJ Lenderman and dive into those isolated track clips of Eddie Van Halen and get out there and make that $200 a day, right? Let's do this. Let's get our $200 a day. Let's keep low overhead, my friends. Get rid of those credit cards somehow. Do whatever you got to do. Burn them, shred them, and stay strong and healthy. Keep the candles lit, my friend. I'll see you out there on the road.